What is up, Crimson Tide fans? What a win for the Alabama Crimson Tide as they knock off the Florida Gators 31-29 in Gainesville. I am Zach Ramelius here with the voice of college football, Mark Rogers TV, breaking it all down for you. So, a lot to talk about in this game. Of course, the quick start for the Florida Gators. The first quarter up 21-3. Excuse me, not the Florida Gators, the Alabama Crimson Tide up 21-3 before everyone had a chance to sit down. Bryce Young looked poised. The running game looked good, which it didn't last week. We talked about that a lot against Mercer. And here we are, week 3. The Crimson Tide are 3-0, looking poised to make another run in the SEC West. I'm here to take all your comments, questions. What did you all think about this game in Gainesville? Of course, it's easy to start talking off about the beginning. First drive, marched right down the field in 8 plays. I'm pulling up those plays right here. Jameson Williams seemed to be the favorite target of Bryce Young today. Aided by a pass interference call, of course, but marched right down the dang field. Jace McClellan with a 7-yard reception for a touchdown. He was very good today in the passing game. The Alabama run game, however, is something we're going to have to talk about. We got waxed. You know, it's funny, Alabama fans, because a lot of programs would take a road win over a top 15 team, no matter how close it is. And Florida proved they're a top 10, 15 team. I had my doubts about them coming into the year, especially with Emory Jones. And he didn't exactly silence those doubts today, but he played pretty well. And would be like, cool, we got to win over a top 15 team, borderline top 10 team on the road. But in Alabama's case, of course, it's unless we kill them, it's a disappointing game. And there are a lot of disappointing things about this game. For instance, we'll just go right into it. The run game was bad. No one could get anything going on the run game. Brian Robinson was fine. 15 carries for 78 yards. He averaged 5 yards a carry with a long of 23. But behind him, Jace McClellan, 9 carries, 17 yards, 1.9 a carry, long of 5. Bryce Young just seems real hesitant to run at times. It felt like on the one play towards the end of the game, they were driving. I think they scored I think it was on the field goal. He tried the one where he lofted it to the tight end, and he just had a foot out of bounds. Florida defender made a great play to tip it. He probably could have just tucked that and ran it in, but didn't. He just seems real hesitant to run, and it seems like that's one of his skill sets because he's very mobile. He gets outside of the pocket, and it's smooth, and he does a great job of keeping his eyes downfield and making throws and not looking to run first like a lot of quarterbacks do. But sometimes, man, just tuck it and go get 6 or 7 yards. But Bryce was fine today. For a sophomore making his first start in a road environment, the first real road environment he's seen in college, he looked pretty good. He struggled at times, especially in the middle of the game, but the entire team struggled at times when they let Florida kind of hit back into it. Just making sure the audio is good. When they let the Gators back in the game. And you have to give credit to Dan Mullen and their staff. They found what works, and it was a lot of middle passing. There was jokes on Twitter, like the weakness for Alabama, and it was the NCAA 14. It was like the screens where you have the 2 on the left side, 1 on the right side, and you just kind of spam that if you had a more talented team. But Alabama won this game. They won. Now, that crowd was awesome, too. I appreciate CBS because CBS will let you hear the crowd. They unlike Fox, where Fox is like, you're going to hear Gus Johnson and screaming. I don't care how loud Wisconsin is. You're going to hear Gus Johnson. Where CBS and Brad Nessler, they do a great job kind of just letting the moments happen. That fourth down towards the end of the game, when Bama did have to kick the field goal to go up 8, they were quiet. And there was a false start. And you could really tell how the swamp was getting to this team. It was a crazy atmosphere. And the Gators came oh so close. I'm not sure what that 2-point call was, having a mesh point that long, the Wake Forest play, if anyone remembers that. But the Crimson Tide came out and won the game. Leave your comments, questions, concerns about this Alabama team. Continue to talk ourselves through this game.